nobody wins, cause you won't call me anyway.
Hey, I'm back, and I'm here with one of my dearest friends. She is the most optimistic person I know. She hates when I say that. She's the most optimistic person I know. She is super fun. She is always lit, always a treat. This is my girl, Danielle.
Hi, everybody.
Danielle and I have been friends for a minute now. We met through a mutual friend. If you caught that video with Mai, we met through Mai. And we became fast friends very quickly. What a lot of people don't know, or pretty much nobody knows, the inside tea of why I say that we became friends for is really an uncomfortable situation. That's not while I'm adjusting my clothing. Danielle and I, over the years, have had to have some of the most difficult conversations you could have with a friend. Like, literally, about the most difficult topics. Everything from roommate woes to that nigga ain't shit to girl, you need to check yourself. Like, we have literally had some really, really, really deep conversations, and they pretty much came straight out the gate. And so the very first, so we hung out. We have been hanging out a few times mutually with a mutual group of friends. And one particular day we did, I'll never forget because it was like horrific. But one particular day we did a sushi party. And this we did a sushi party. And this day was super. I remember the day was hot. We were running around, and I started my menses. And later that day or that night, or maybe it was earlier in the day, I don't remember exactly what time it was, but I know it was like, we were done cooking, or the cooking hadn't begun, whenever it was. But Danielle had to put me to the side. She was like, Kim, I don't know how to tell you this. I'm so, like, she was like shaking, like about to cry. And I'm just like, what is she gonna say? You know that saying, like, you smell yourself before anybody else? That's so fucking true. Because I didn't know, but I was trying. But it's like, shit, we already here, we hanging out. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Just leave? Probably should have left. But she was like, I don't know how to tell you this. And she just basically told me, she was like, I can smell you. Like, if you need a towel, you need to shower, like, whatever. And I just love you.
Don't
that's
start.
hard.
Don't you start. Don't start.
That's hard to tell somebody.
Don't start, Kim.
That's hard to tell somebody, and we were not, like, friends, pretty much. We weren't friends.
I was your friend. You was hard on me.
Let's just be clear. We weren't friends at that point. We just, like, hanging out, homegirls. And, for her to, like, be that concerned to, like, pull me aside, because if she smelled it, then everybody else smelled it, including the friends that were there. And so the fact that it had to be somebody who I really just kind of met, pull me to the side and tell me and, like, really be there for me in that moment was dope as fuck. It wasn't nothing ever going to come between that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am a very hard person. I got a hard exterior, but I always listen to the truth. Nobody could ever deny me about that. I don't ever claim to be more than I am. I don't have a problem with falling on my face and saying, I fucked up, I did this, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have did that. And so her coming to me and having that conversation with me so early on, where it's like, shit, long time friends ain't gonna tell you. So a new person, like, really taking the care to come and tell you, like, it was a done deal from that. It was a done deal from that. And over the years, I've had to go to you with with a couple of Danielle, we need to sit down and have a talk. Do you remember any time specifically or anything that I've had to talk to you about that you'd like to share? I don't have to go into detail.
Let me roll the list down.
Yeah.
Because your girl is working on improvements, but I definitely have a lot to work on. I remember a time I was in an abusive mentally abusive relationship with someone, and you and my wanted to address that with me. And I knew that what you guys were telling me were truth. And I knew better, but it was like, that was just an additional layer onto the issues that I was experiencing. Mm-hmm. So, that came from love, along with many others. One of the things that I love about Kamisha is,
it's going to get your latch.
One of the many things that I love about Kamisha is her ability to take in information. She's a great listener, and then give you some feedback that is very honest. And she says it in a way where it's you have no choice but to dissect it. You have no choice but to say, okay, that came from Kim. That's some real shit right there. Let me pick that apart. And it's not always something that you want to hear. It's not always easy to digest, but it's the truth. And so that particular time, I was in a relationship with someone who I knew I deserved better. But, when you're friends with the person you're in a relationship with and they're begging you for help, and you're kind of like, well, if I help you, I drag myself down. I still want to be me and be helpful, but it was hard. And so Kamisha and my cousin Mai were just trying to say, like, bitch, it's time to cut the cord. Like,
full of love.
It's time to let that go. And that was hard for me because I love you guys and I respect you guys. And if anybody else has said it, like I said, they go to the door.
They go to the door. Yeah, Danielle and I have a very transparent relationship. Starting out the way that we did, it's really easy to talk to her. It's really easy for me to talk to her about whatever, and I know it's easy for her to talk to me. And it's just because we've opened up that transparent line of communication. Like, I want to hear it from you rather than anyone else in the world. And I think that's important in, the relationships you have as a woman with your girlfriends. Because if you can't open up to them and bounce ideas or share things with them or even confide in them, then shit, you out of luck. Now, I don't want to tell the tea, but I do recall us dipping out on old boy and taking the refrigerator.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, some men think that because they pay your rent or something, or they pay whatever, that they own you.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Kamisha was like, no.
Don't play this.
So, on our process of moving out, unbeknownst to him,
she do love it.
I think it was your suggestion. You was like, you're going to need a new refrigerator at your new place.
Fuck that. We taking that. He think he got it like that. We taking the refrigerator
so
too.
So the movers wrapped that thing up. I still have that refrigerator, actually. That was a long time ago. I still have that.
I just wish I could have seen the look on his face when he turned the key. And
everything
was gone, including
it wasn't
the
a piece of furniture in here. It was the couches. Well, I paid for all of the furniture, but the refrigerator, the couch, the sofa, the linens. I should have took the washer and dryer, girl. That's what I was tripping on. I should have took the washer and dryer.
Well, so tell me about these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful luxury designer royal nails.
Thank you. So I have a company called Phenomenal. Several years ago, I've always been into nails. I'm always crafty in designs and stuff like that. But, I compare going to the nail shop like having an abusive relationship with someone. You give and you give, and they take and they take, and they sometimes don't really care about how you're left feeling. And you go to these nail shops, you take your hard-earned money, and you give it to them expecting professional quality work, and in return they give you less than mediocre. They tear your nails apart. They don't care about the quality. They don't care how they've affected your body. They will scar you. And then they talk about you. In your face. Or sometimes maybe not even you. Maybe they're talking about the other person. And I've even been in a nail shop before where they're cursing the client out. And in times when I'm like, hey, you don't see that this nail is looking like West Side, or that this hair is in this you keep polishing over this, and I was fed up. I was absolutely fed up because not only am I a good customer, I'm loyal, but I tip really well. And I expect what I pay for. So I said, I'm tired of this. One of the things that I've learned is that in the nail industry, there's less than 2% of African Americans who work in the nail industry.
Wow.
The majority of the people who are in the nail industry are Asian, over 50%. About 35% are Caucasian. And it's mind-boggling to me that all of our talents go unnoticed, that all of our talents are overlooked. And we are the patrons. We're the ones who are going in there, going to work at 9 o'clock in the morning, getting off at 5, going to take care of the kids and fitting in something that's not really a necessity. We don't need nails to breathe. Well, I do. But you don't need nails to breathe. You know, it's not food. But it's something that you pay for that you take out of your budget, right? Mm-hmm. So I said, I want a place where people can come and it feels like they're just with their homegirl and they're having a good time. You come to Phenomenal and what do you get? You're going to have mimosa Sundays, margaritas, cocktails. We're going to have little snacks for you. And you're going to get quality work. And you're going to get it for what I consider an affordable price, but I don't know you guys' budget. And so another thing too is one of the things that I also struggle with is when I was at the nail shop, every time I go, it's a different person. Every time I go, well, what happened to Jen? She was great. Oh, she went back to such and such. Okay, well, where's John at? Oh, he went back to such and such. And that's something else I wanted to avoid. So my clients are the bomb. They literally even network while they're in my space. So they become friends. Sometimes they just pop up and just say, "Hey, we were in the neighborhood." They gift and stuff like that, and it's a community, and we all share. I call you all the time, I'm sure, and tell you like, "Hey, I have someone who is interested in this. Can they chat with you about
somebody who do this?" You are really great at networking. That's the key, you guys. Network with your friends. Your friends are your connection to the outside world and beyond your orbit. So who you surround yourself with is extremely important. And every situation you're in, figure out how to connect. You know me, I'm always like, what do you do? Oh, okay, let me write that down. Well, this has been a great interview.
Thank you.
These are.
Can I plug something?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, let me plug real quick. So I haven't launched the new site yet, but the new site is coming. It will have custom press-on nails, luxury, quality, long-lasting quality press-on nails. It will also, I'm also coming out with a new nail polishes and other things that are geared towards people of color, and they are vegan products that I'm working on, and so those will be launching soon. So, yay!
Yay! Stay tuned! Stay tuned!
Check the girl out.
Okay. What question do I want to give you?
Oh, I'm nervous now that I said that. Oh, gosh.
This is a good one.
Why you get the evil laugh?
How old was I when I had Chloe? This is a simple question. It's a math question.
I don't know, girl. The only math I know is how to count my money. Let's see. Chloe is, and you are.
How old am I turning today?
Oh, I don't know. You don't look a day over 24.
Thank you.
So you had Chloe when you were 16.
And the winner is. Okay, y'all nobody know me. Nobody know me.
Well, I did learn that your middle name was Brandon with 2 N's. That killed me.
No, it's Brandon with 2 A's, not 2 N's.
Oh, 2 N's? You told me wrong, guys.
Oh, you knew the whole name? Oh.
No, her name is Kamisha Sheri Hank Robinson. That's what Siri says when I say, "Hey, Siri, call Kamisha." It'd be like, "Call him Kamisha Sheri Hank Robinson."
It's like Hank?
Yeah, that's what it
Siri,
just like
do me like that?
Be like,
why you gotta do me like that? Okay, well, so for your question, what's the tea question? How do you feel about the allegations that were recently dropped with Tiffany Haddish and the Aries Spears case?
Oh, I didn't know there was a. I'm off of the social media.
So she like, I didn't even know.
I've been on I put myself on punishment for.
Well, they were accusing Tiffany Haddish of grooming children for. Wait a minute, that was Yellow Claws was legit. Yeah, they were saying that she was grooming, but since the allegations went out, one of the victims, has recanted part of the story against Tiffany Haddish.
What is grooming?
Grooming is when you are basically prepping a young child to be able to be submissive to a pedophile. So you're basically kind of training them. Oh, if he says, do you want this lollipop? Take it. You're lightly prepping them.
I know quite a few people in the industry, music, movies, things like that. And that industry is very dark. I don't know Tiffany personally. I don't know what her experiences have been. I don't know what happened between those two. But I will say that even if she did not do that, or even if she did, I would say that whoever that person is or child who is considered the victim, I am sorry for you. Because if that is something that happened to you, it is unexcusable. If it was something that did not happen to you, stop telling lies. But also, let's shed light on the fact that this should not even be a conversation that should be happening. The Harvey Weinstein, the R. Kelly, the Michael Jacksons, all of those things, people say, oh, those are conspiracies. The shit is real. A conspiracy is real.
Right.
So in that industry, there are a lot of dark things that are happening that we're not privy to. We're not part of that 1% or that background. So I hope that Tiffany was not involved in that. I do respect her and her craft because old girl was from the hood and she made it out. Does that give me the right to dismiss the fact that she may have been involved in something like that? I would pray that she wasn't. But,
only time will tell.
Only time will tell, but it can't be mine because I'm a
you run
mine. Shoot. Let somebody do something to my family.
Well, we are done. Thanks again for everything. I love you.
I love you.